rest of you guys have some studying to do after this, so you understand what I'm talking about. And if you don't speak Spanish, there's something else for you to learn too. So, all right, here we go. She said, I tried to drown my sorrows, but the bastards learned how to swim. She, the woman who used her cast as canvas to show the truth behind the phrase, pain is beauty, cracked a smirk because smiles were always too cliche. Crooked spine, broken column, and she never shrugged her shoulders. Mystique in her silence, hermosura in her humildad. The mere entity of her belleza was her flaws in the way she saw them. There was beauty and happiness in the most bashful places, and the most morbid corners of her sanctuary were surprisingly astounding. She lived life without limits and made her own standards and loved every minute of it, like eating ice cream in hell. She was to enjoy it for as long as it was to last. She never painted her life in black and white. Niña rebelde, rebel child, playing with wings made of hay to reach the imaginary world she created. Frida was never afraid. She was the red in a church, brightly colored rebozo in a room full of suits, and at times, woman in men's clothing, still never fitting in. Her paintings left brushstrokes in our hearts and painted rosebeds in our brains so that we have something to cultivate. Courageously crippled and awaiting the perfect critique on her masterpiece, Frida was never afraid. Down to her last days when the muertos came to bring her their ofrendas, she knew and smiled anyways. I hope the departure is joyful, and I hope never to return. So I have another one. I ran out of cards, so I got a little confused. All right, here it goes. 050605, the code that granted us a relationship. I don't even like numbers. We broke up somewhere between 080607 and now. I'm not even sure if we're done yet. It was probably the 20th wish you've made since you were born, and the smoke from the candles held our fate. Somewhere between the clearing of the smoke, we went wrong. Not like we weren't wrong already, not to insinuate we were wrong for each other, just wrong. Maybe wrong time, wrong age, wrong stage in our lives. 110908, passed by our spot, the spot we'd sit at to hide our hand-holding. Girls holding hands with girls is playground etiquette. The playground wasn't too far, and my lunches were never too long. Being the writer I am made my mark years ago. Editor etched in revisions on the margins of a wooden plank. It first read, I love Jade, now read, come back to me, shorty. Some say love is a losing game and believe it. Others say you don't fall unless you cry and never taste tears. Fears of lovers are simple. Simple things matter the most when you're in love.